Everyone, it's me, Pink. So today I wanted to tell you guys a story, and this falls within the whole paranormal, creepy Halloween thing going on now. So as a lot of you guys know, I love creepy things. It's kind of my thing. I like scary, creepy, weird ghosts. I like all that stuff. Conspiracies, spooky conspiracies. I love them. So my entire life I've always believed in ghosts, and I always have a very hard time believing other people's stories. I don't get scared by movies, really. Books sometimes can scare me, but it takes a lot to scare me. The thing is, I don't fear the dead. The living are way scarier. So everybody else's stories of like, oh, there was a creak in a floorboard and saw a shadow and things like that, or they went to an old hotel that was haunted and they heard things and people couldn't explain them. Well, I always have a very hard time believing this. This isn't a story that I tell often. I usually only reserve it for people who I know are on the same, weird level as me. Shout out to the weird friends. For anybody who already knows this story, well, now at least if you want to retell it, you can just show people a video and then they can go ahead and do that for themselves. So, yeah, this is my paranormal story, and this actually happened to me when I was about 3 years old. So, a lot of people say that kids either don't remember things, or they're too little, they're not going to remember, or they're just making things up. So, my situation was, I was 3 at the time. We moved into a new house. So this is a house that one family lives on the first floor, and then another family lives on the second floor. My room was in the corner of the house, and it had a small walk-in type closet, and I used to play in there. When we moved into this house, I noticed, So when we moved into this house, I noticed there was a little girl living there. And at the time, me being 3, I thought she was a real little girl. She was just like me. She was clearly visible. She was not seen through a window. She wasn't a shadow. She looked just like me, but she had bright blue eyes, a light pink dress, and blonde hair. So I started to talk to the little girl, and she told me her name was Sally, and that her parents had moved to North Dakota and left her here. So I was only a child and I didn't think anything of it. So I told her that we would be best friends until her parents came to get her. Because clearly they would have to come get her. Her parents love her. Why would they forget her? So I told my mom and dad about Sally, and they brushed it off because it was just a typical imaginary friend that most children have. And at this time I didn't have any siblings. I didn't really have cousins around my age either. So it was just me. So they figured, well, this is just one of those things, their imagination plays tricks on them, and this is what they do to amuse their time when they don't have someone else. So Sally and we got very close. She would tell me how she liked the color pink, and summertime, Sally and I would play all the time, and I could touch her, I could hear her, everything. We would hold hands all the time, and when we were in the grocery store and even going to the park, my mom and dad started getting concerned because my mom would have to cook Sally a meal as well as me, and I would see her eating, and she would finish her meal as I would, and then we would go return to play, and the food went untouched, and my mom had to end up eating it. So it was very serious for me. I used to sit on the couch, and I would sit there with my hand like this, and I would be holding her hand, and we were best friends, and we did everything together for hours a day. So on Easter that year, I remember that I got a huge Easter basket. My parents were always really good with, making sure that all the holidays were really top notch on that. So my parents got me a nice Easter basket, and I instantly kind of looked at it and got angry, and I remember that I demanded that Sally should get an Easter basket, and why didn't she? Like, I didn't care that I got an Easter basket, I only cared that she didn't get one. So my mom went out and she got her an Easter basket and hid a bunch of chocolates for us, and we went on our Easter egg hunt, and both of us found our eggs and we loved it. So one day I came home, I guess I came into my room. One day I came into my room and I smelled smoke, and I ran into the closet, and Sally was laying on the floor with flames around her, and I started to cry, and I ran to my mom and dad, and I was screaming that there was fire in the closet and Sally was going to die. So my mom and dad rushed to the closet, and they found nothing. There was no fire there and no Sally. But I could feel the heat of the flames, and I remember that, and I was screaming in my mother's arms for her to save her because I could see. So my mom took me into her room until I fell asleep once I finally got calmed down. So my mom was actually very good friends with the landlord downstairs, and they would often talk when they saw each other because they'd have to use the same entryway. And the next day my mom talked to the lady downstairs, and out of curiosity she asked about the previous owners. And the woman asked my mom why she wanted to know so badly, and my mom replied she was just curious. So the woman told my mom that the family that lived here previously had a daughter, and one day there was an electrical fire in the closet in the second bedroom, and she died. So my mother was extremely frightened, and she asked, what the name was, who the parents were, and why they had moved, and the landlord seemed skeptical and said the little girl's name was Sally, and she was 4, and after her death, her parents moved to North Dakota to live with the wife's mother. And that's exactly where I told my mom that Sally's parents had gone, and they had forgotten her here. And I was 3. I knew nothing of North Dakota, Americans, anything like that at all. So my mom came back upstairs and started to pack, and we moved out that night. And I think we stayed with my grandma for a little bit until we found another house, and then we ended up moving outside the city. And it's this really nice place called Henderson Highway. It's where all these really nice big houses are. It's in the country, so it's very quiet. Lots of farms, retired, things like that. Very slow pace of life, so it was exactly what I think my parents needed at that time, since that was a little bit hectic to deal with. So it was a very large house. I was 3 years old or 4 years old by that time, and the house to me was like a palace. It was massive. I felt like I could wander around all day and never come across the same room, which now I know that I've seen that house as an adult, and it wasn't as big as I thought it was. But me being a kid, I thought it was pretty much like a mansion. So I remember driving up, and it had like this winding way that came up to the house, and it was a very nice, large, big house, and it had a really nice glass entryway. It was kind of like a curve. I think it was probably built in like the late 80s by an architect who was pretty, modern for the time. So it was a curved entryway, and it had mirrors all along it, so it would reflect everything. But you only got little like 1-inch sections of it, so you couldn't ever really make anything out on it. It was more just decorative. So when we got to the house, I remember getting out of my mom's vehicle, and when we got there, Sally was sitting on the steps, and she was waiting for me. So I remember going up to the bedrooms, and I was happy to see her because she didn't die. I was distraught because, well, the last time I had seen her, she was dying in an electrical fire, passed out in my playroom. So yeah, I was really, really happy. I told my parents that Sally was alive and she was here and that she moved with us, and my mom, already having dealt with the loss of stress and shock, she kind of gave up and she just accepted Sally because, well, we clearly couldn't get away from her if she was able to already be where we were when I hadn't been. It's not like I took her to that house. I had never been there. She was there the first time I ever stepped foot in that house. So, yeah, it was interesting because I've never come across anything like that. So it was probably a few weeks later after getting to the new house, and Sally was just gone. She's never heard from again. It's kind of caused a lot of issues for me as a child and as an adult, because it kind of freaks me out not knowing if kids are actually real or not. Because as most people's ghost stories go, they see a little shadow, think somebody standing over them in the middle of the night. But I literally had an imaginary friend that I interacted with for hours upon hours a day, and she was real. I had memories that were not mine. They were definitely hers, and I had knowledge that I would have never been able to know at the age of 3. Especially being born in the 80s, it was not a time of whip out a cell phone or anything like that. You had to go and get out the encyclopedias if you wanted to look up anything kooky. So, yeah, it caused me a lot of stress because I didn't really know if the kids that I was seeing were real or not. And I know I kind of sound screwed up, but what am I supposed to do? Ask somebody? Because the thing is, my experience was 100% real to me, and there's nothing I can do to change that. But how am I ever supposed to know what the difference is? Because it wasn't a shadow, it wasn't a creak, it wasn't different pressures and shifting. It was literally somebody that I spent a very large part of my childhood with, that I was able to communicate. And yeah, that's kind of my story with it. I've been chasing the paranormal world for so long now. I constantly do it. I love going to creepy places, abandoned places, graveyards, anything like that, because I want to try and recreate that experience. I want to see if there's something else out there. But from what I've heard from people who have gone through things like this, the more you want to experience the paranormal world, and the more that you want to understand it, and truly if your heart is in it, you will not see anything, because I have tried everything. We went to the Fergus Falls Mental Institution. It was in the States. It's abandoned, and the place was massive. It looked like it could have been Hogwarts. Like, it had 34 numbered doors on it. It was an entire sustainable compound that they had there. And I thought for sure, I said, look, there's everything here. People who were criminally insane, people who were getting horrible treatments, things like that. So I figured, of course, there's going to be anywhere that I'm going to feel something, it's got to be here. And we walked around those grounds. I peeked in all the windows. I even went and I sat on the metal swings that they had, and I sat there and I swung on those swings, just thinking about, who sat here? What did they think of? What were they here for? Did they ever think they were leaving? And I got absolutely nothing. I've been to the creepy hotels in Winnipeg, and I felt nothing. So if anyone knows of anything that actually freaks them out, I would love to try it, because there's nothing else that can ever kind of recreate that for me. So the dead definitely don't scare me. The living are terrifying. I do not believe that the dead will lie to you or attack you, but the living certainly will. So yeah, this has been my paranormal experience of my childhood friend who ended up not being an imaginary friend at all, but actually was a little girl who used to live in my house. So yeah, if the parents of a little girl named Sally, who died in the, I suppose would be the mid-80s, somewhere around there in Winnipeg, and you moved to North Dakota, then let me know, because yeah, I may have been hanging out with your daughter for quite some time, but just so you know, I also took really good care of her. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about it. So whether you guys believe this, whether you don't, that's totally fine. I'm not here to change anybody's mind on anything. I just want to give you my side and what I've experienced on the paranormal side of things. And I truly do believe that there are a lot more things in this world, but I so far haven't been able to recreate it at all, other than the occasional time looking at a child and thinking, I don't know if you're actually here and real, or if you're just the ghost of a child who used to be. Like, it's a pretty difficult thing to go through. So, yeah, I hope that this at least gives you guys some tingles, some creeps, and I hope you enjoy it. And if you did enjoy it, like and subscribe, and comment down below if you have any comments. I don't care. Come at me. Ask me away. I love it. I love creepy places. I love abandoned places. Anything. Let me know. Shout out at your girl. I'm going to take a sip of this coffee because I've been holding it long enough. If anybody knows me very well, you know that coffee is like my microphone. I got my coffee. Ready to talk. Probably because I have to do a lot of meetings. So sit there and have my coffee all the time. So I hope you guys like this video, and please share it with everybody else that you know who may like the creepiness in this world. And I hope you guys have a good day. Love always. Pink.